when we are buying books for kids, it's kind of something that we need to put a thought into. Because kids do not like all kinds of books, and some books are definitely not meant for kids. Also, we need to think what kind of a child he or she is. So, keeping all these things in mind, I have prepared a list of amazing books that probably be liked by every kid in this world. Hi, this is Priya and welcome to Nurturing Souls by Priya Patel. So before I begin the recommendations of books, I would like to request you all to please like, share and subscribe to my channel Nurturing Souls by Priya Patel. So I recently came up with another video where I had talked about how to develop reading habits in our kids. And in that video, I had promised to come up with another video where I would recommend books exclusively for children. So I would start my recommendations with the books that are extremely easy to read and which involves lots of illustrations and can be read by the kids who are between 3 to 10 years of age, and then so on and so forth. So my first recommendation is A Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. This book is filled with beautiful illustrations. It's 28 pages long. This book teaches your child how to count days in a week. It also helps your child to learn different types of food items, different kinds of fruits, and of course they'll also learn how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. So it's a beautiful book, and if you have a small kid and want to install a habit of reading, then definitely go for this. My second recommendation is something without which list of children's book is incomplete, and the recommendation is Panchatantra stories. Now, Panchatantra stories are something for which every Indian should be proud of, because these are the stories which are originated in India. Many countries later adopted them and translated in their own languages, after which it became very famous, but they are originated in India. So Panchatantra stories are a beautiful way to install habit of reading in your children. You can read it aloud, or you can also ask your child to read it aloud to you. And then you all can discuss what moral lessons they have learned from the stories. Because each story has a moral lesson with it. So it's a beautiful way to install moral values in your children. So definitely go for Panchatantra stories. So my third recommendation is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, kids who love comics will definitely love this. It's a series of diaries which has text and images both. In this series, there is a boy who is very notorious and does lots of naughty things to trouble his parent, his sister and friends. But eventually, he has his way in the end. So kids who love comics will definitely love this. So my fourth recommendation is quite similar to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but here the main protagonist is a girl and whose name is Clementine, and the book is also called Clementine. Compared to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, this book is more intelligently written. So I think this will appeal to kids who are slightly older. My fifth recommendation is an author who's particularly famous for writing children's books, and the author is Roald Dahl. So I have read 3 books by him: The BFG, Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which has a very famous character, Willy Wonka, in it. Roald Dahl is an author who stays with you no matter how old you grow. All his stories all his books are story centric. So there is a story that goes on and it has a moral value at the end. Also, there are lots of thrilling elements and surprises in his stories. So Roald Dahl is recommendation for kids who are already into reading, because reading his books needs some kind of patience as kids. My sixth recommendation is My First Book of Money by Ravi Subramanium. When I read this book, I absolutely fell in love with it. This was the first book that I read in terms of how to teach someone concept of money. Now this book again has a story. There's a brother and a sister who tries to learn how money works. Their parents teach them how money works, how money came into existence, how what are different types of currencies and things like that. They send their kids to buy something, then they ask for the change they have received. So there are a lot of things that will teach your kids why money matters, which I think is a very important aspect to learn in today's world. So according to me, this is a must read. My First Book of Money by Ravi Subramaniam. My seventh recommendation is the Famous Five series by Enid Blyton. Really, not reading Enid Blyton and growing up is like missing out on something really huge. Enid Blyton books are recommended for kids between age 9 to 13 years. So the series basically follows 4 cousins and 1 dog, who are the famous 5. So throughout we follow all the adventure and all that they get to have, which is really fun. So I'm sure Enid Blyton books will not fail to intrigue children. My next recommendation is a book called Pollyanna. It's an amazing story of a girl called Pollyanna. She tries to win the world around her through her unconditional love. This story is written by Eleanor H. Potter, an American author. This book tells about Pollyanna, who is 11-year-old cheerful girl who comes to live with her Aunt Polly when her parents dies. And in no time she brightens up the house with her playful innocence. She also helps the people of her neighborhood to live a joyous life like her. Though initially her Aunt Polly does not take much liking towards her, but eventually even she gets attracted and attached to Pollyanna because of her cheerful and optimistic attitude. Pollyanna always believes that she always follows her heart, and she nicknames it as the glad game. She believes that there is something about everything that we should be glad about. So basically, this book is a complete package of fun, optimism and playful attitude. So according to me, it's a must read for every child. My last recommendation is Harry Potter books. Of course, how can I not include Harry Potter books? But I'm mentioning it at the end because I think Harry Potter books are not ideal for children below 10 years of age, because it involves lots of deaths, grim moments and lots of evil people. So I think it's more suitable for teenagers. But definitely Harry Potter books are a must read. So these were all the recommendations for all the kids out there. I hope you have liked this video, and if so, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Nurturing Souls by Priya Patel. Also, don't forget to mention in the comment section below which was your favorite book amongst the list. Hope to see you all in my next video. Until then, you guys take care and keep reading.